My name is Tommy Collins. Welcome to a night of fun, magic, and mystery as the International Brotherhood of Magicians, IBM, Ring 5 Dayton, proudly presents an evening of great entertainment. So let's get started right away and introduce our first performer. Corey White has been fascinated by magic all of his life. He saw David Copperfield perform live several years ago and was so inspired by the show that he began to seriously study magic and has been performing for the past 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the stage Corey White.
Hello everyone, how are y'all doing tonight? My name is Corey. Good? That's great. I'm a close-up magician. That means I don't work on stage. Tonight's actually my stage debut, and I've always wanted to do stage magic. So tonight I want to show you something with these coins here. These are 3 silver dollars, alright? And what they're going to do is they're going to travel all the way from this hand here over to this hand here invisibly. You ready to see it happen? That's the first one to go. There's 2 here, 1 here. Watch the second one. Now there's 2 on the left, 1 left in the right. The one in the right is going to join the 2 on the left. For that to happen, all I have to do is blow on the coins like this. Disappears from this hand completely and travels to this hand over here. That's 3 coins across. Thank you. It was pretty easy to do that. It's actually much harder to do magic with 1 coin. This silver dollar is going to travel from one hand to the other. If I put it in my left hand like this, wiggle my fingers, it disappears. From both hands and comes right back. I'll do that again real easy for you. Take it in my left hand like this, toss it up in the air. Travels to my right hand. Kind of hard to explain that, but if I take it in my right hand and squeeze it like this, blow on it, it disappears completely, travels to my left hand. So, now you know what to watch for. It comes right back to this hand. Okay, so that's coins. I'd like to do some card tricks for you tonight as well. I have this ball here. I'm going to toss it out into the audience, and when you catch it, I'd like you to toss it to somebody else in the audience. And then when that person catches it, toss it to somebody else in the audience until the third person we get to has the ball, and they'll come up and be my assistant. Okay? So toss it to you. Whoop. Toss it back to somebody else. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. My name is Corey. Thanks for coming tonight. Okay, so I'm going to show you a trick that's going to blow everybody away. I have a deck of red bicycles here. They're all mixed up. But to ensure they're all mixed up, we're going to shuffle. See, you can see they're all mixed up. Spread them out so you can see. Do they look perfectly mixed up to you?
Perfectly mixed up.
Perfect. Now, we're going to deal these cards into 2 piles. Left, right, left, right, left, right. This could take a long time. Left, right, left, right, left, right. You can stop me if you want, or we can go the whole way. It's more impressive if you go the whole way. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Just say stop when you want. Left, right, left, right, left, right. You can say stop if you want. Left, right, left,
Okay,
right.
stop.
Perfect. We have 2 piles here. I would like you to take one of the piles, either one you like, and pick it up. Perfect. I'm going to take this other pile, spread it out like that. Now, I'm going to ask you to deal 1 card from the top of the deck, face down to your right or to your left, okay? You got that? But I'll tell you which.
Okay.
Deal the top one to your right. The next one to your right, 2 to your left, 2 to your right, 1 to your left, 1 to your right, 2 to your left. Did you do 2?
Yes.
Okay, 1 to your right, 1 to your left, 4 to your right, 2 to your left. Okay, so which one did we deal first, left or right?
Right.
You did? So all of these should be black. Are they all black?
They are.
All of these should be red. Are they all red? Okay, I appreciate your help very much, and I would like to introduce my mentor and teacher, Dave Davis.
How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Cool. My name is Dave, Magic Dave. Tonight, how y'all doing? I'm gonna step here up on the stage. I need one single person that will help me up on stage. I'm not sure who. How about you? Come on up. Welcome. Hi. What's your name? Olivia. How you doing?
Good.
I have a question for you. Can you count past 3?
Yes.
How many balls do we have there?
3.
Okay. So what we're going to do something real interesting. I'm going to take one ball, I'm going to stick it in my pocket. Okay. I'm going to take this ball, and I'm going to stick it in my hand. And then I'm going to take this ball and stick it in my pocket. So I put one in my pocket, one in my hand, one in my pocket. So how many sponge balls should be in my pocket?
2.
How many should be in my hand?
1.
But for some reason, I don't know why, I have 3 balls. All right, tell you what, you hold on to the balls. We're going to do something a little bit different, okay? I'm going to take one of the balls, and I'm going to stick it in my pocket. Now, I have a question. Do you like this ball or that ball? You got to choose one. You like this ball. You sure? You like this ball. I'll take that ball. What I want you to do is hold this ball. Hold it real tight in your hand, okay? And then put this hand right over there like that. And then I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to stick it in my pocket. So, I put one in my pocket, one in your hand, one in my pocket. So how many should be in my pocket?
2.
How many should be in your hand?
1.
Open your hand, let's see. How'd you do that?
I do keep on falling.
It took me months to learn how to do that. How'd you do that? You don't know. She's trying to show me up. Okay, so we're going to try this again. I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to stick it in my pocket. That guy right over there has been watching this hand like a hawk. I saw him. And I'm going to take this ball right here. I'm going to stick it right here in my hand, okay? And then I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to stick it in my pocket. So I put one in my pocket, one in my hand, one in my pocket. So how many should be in my pocket?
2.
2. How many should be in my hand?
1.
You see this look at her face. She goes, okay, I have a question. If you think I have one ball in my hand, just raise your hand. Oh. If you think I have 2 balls in my hand, raise your hand. Okay. If you think I've got 3 balls, raise your hand. If you think I have no balls, raise both your hands. Woo, let's give her a very big hand. I love magic. So what I'm going to do now is something with this ring and this piece of rope, and I need someone's help. Can you help me? Okay. And what about you? Can you help me?
Yes.
Come on. Okay. Hi, what's your name?
Heather.
Heather. Hi, Heather.
I'm Brad.
Brad? Hi, Brad.
Yeah.
All right. Heather, I want you to take a look at the ring. I want you to take a look at the rope. I want you to pull on the rope, make sure that the rope is solid, make sure there's no spiders, snakes, trapdoors, okay? You see any holes, windows, or trapdoors? Heather, hole right there.
Oh.
Yeah. If that wasn't there, it would not be a ring, it would be a disc.
Right.
Totally different trick. Did you find any trapdoors, spiders, or snakes?
Nope.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rope, and I'm going to take the ring. I'm going to put the ring on, both magically and unmagically. Okay? Unmagically first, because I got to keep practicing. Okay, watch. The ring is on the rope. Hey, what can I say? Now, without letting go of either end, I'm going to put the ring on the rope. Watch. 1, 2, 3. The ring is on the rope. He's not too impressed. Okay, that's okay. We'll just do this. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take the ring off the rope. Watch right about here. Brad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to toss it right here. Now, last week I missed, okay? So if he goes, just stomp on it, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2. 2.5 weeks ago, I missed. It hit the ground, bounced up, hit this guy that was right there. Bloody nose. Blood everywhere. Okay. On the count of 3. Here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
Alright, Brad, hold on to this rope. Hold on very tight. Brad, hold on to the rope. Very tight. Because ladies and gentlemen, bunch of girls, right before your eyes, I'm going to take that ring off that rope without Heather or Brad letting it go. I'm going to wave my hand above and below it. Does nothing for the trick, just makes me look really cool. 1, 2, 3. The ring is off the rope. Did he know I'm on the back of the rope? Did I lie to you? All right. Hold on real tight. I'll go for a second. I'm going to make this more interesting. I'm going to put 2 knots on the ring. Hold it right there. Okay, watch. Right here. On the count of 3. Are you watching? Here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. The ring is off the rope. Let's give it a right big hand. Thank you very much. I'm going to let the next guy come up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Dave Davis and White. And one privilege you still have as you live here in Xenia or visit Xenia during First Fridays, Dave Davis will be out there on the streets performing, even in rain and snow. He's very, very good that way. So our next team needs no introduction. They already know each other.
Hey everybody, my name is Justin Oy and it's a pleasure to be here for you guys. I want to say what a pleasure it is to see all of you here in support of the arts and of live entertainment, so give yourselves a hand. So I've got a little bit of bad news for you guys. I'm not a professional magician, so I wanted to kind of set my game up and get something new for the show today, and I ordered some new props off of Amazon, and they didn't quite make it in yet. So, this is all my buddy Matt's stuff for his show, but I don't have anything for you guys tonight. I've got nothing. Actually, how about this? Would you guys like to see a trick with nothing? Does that sound good? All right, good. Let's play this off, All right, watch this. If I reach out like this, what does this look like to you guys?
Air.
Air or nothing? It's a piece of nothing. If I rub the dust off it though, it kind of looks like a silver coin, doesn't it? That's kind of cool, right? Piece of silver out of nothing. If I reach out like this, what does this one look like to you guys? Nothing, exactly. It's another piece of nothing, but if I blow the dust off of this, looks like a second piece of silver, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. So that's 2 pieces of silver out of the air. If I just reach out like this, it's a third piece of silver out of nothing. Now if I could actually do that though, that would be really cool. But if I could actually do that, I wouldn't need a job. So these aren't actually real. These are still just those pieces of nothing. Like if I take that one, I can just hang that one up in the air and it disappears back into the nothing. That just leaves me with these 2 coins. If I take this one and hang that one up in the air, that one disappears too, and that just leaves me with the 1. If I take the last coin, that one just kind of disappears at the fingertips, and that's a trick with nothing. Let's see what else I can do for you guys tonight. Hey Matt, do you mind if I go through your carefully prepared show stuff?
Yes. Oh, yes, I mind.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. A magic wand. My favorite kind of magic wand. You guys seen one of these before? The reason this is my favorite kind of magic wand is these things are really, really cheap. It's like $1 for 20 of these things. And that's really good because I tend to lose my magic wands quite a bit. Like if you look right here, I always tend to lose them piece by piece. If I tap once, twice, and 3 times, that's the cap that disappears. It's all right though because it always turns up somewhere close. If I give you the right angle on it though, it looks like the cap is gone, but really it's not. It's here behind my knee. I guess that's why they call it a kneecap. Knee. Because it just depends on who you want this joke to be. I promise you they're not getting any better. Watch, I'll give you a better angle on it this time. I'm going to tap 3 times with the pen. That's once, that's twice, 3 times. Did you see the cap go? Yeah. It's because it wasn't the cap, it was the pen that time. Did you see where the pen went?
No.
No, neither did I, but my head's leaning to one side. Right, no tricks this time, just 3 taps. 1, 2, 3 times, and the cap disappears. Do you guys see where it went? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. The thing is, though, if you're watching the cap, you'll miss the pen every time. Did you see where the pen went? It's actually inside the cap. Some cards. Thanks, Matt.
Anytime.
So I'm not going to do a pick a card trick for you guys because there's so many talented card performers on the venue tonight, but I wanted to give you all a little lesson in history. Now, that wonder. So you ever watch any of those old school mobster movies where they have the illegal card game going on in the back? Yeah. It's always set up the same way. There's a bright light right in front of the players above the table, and then it's kind of shadowy along the outside. You know why that is? It's actually because a lot of people don't know this, but cards aren't perfectly transparent or opaque. Let me show you what I mean. If I take out one of these cards, the 10 of spades, you can actually put that in front of this light and you can kind of see through it. Can everyone see that okay? So the really interesting thing about that is that if you can see the card, it makes it really easy to cheat. If you want to. As it turns out, I want to. That's pretty cool, right? Makes it really easy to get the actual 10 of spades exactly where I want it. So here's the interesting thing. If I do want to cheat, and I usually do, it leaves a question in your mind whether or not I was cheating, or if that was actually magic.
All right. Hi, everybody. All right. Well, my name is Matthew David Stanley, and I perform comedy and magic. Some of you look a little confused, so I'll clarify what that means. That pretty much means if you don't find what I'm saying funny, ta-da! Before I go any further, I'll tell you guys a little backstory on me. The way I got started doing this, I got a magic kit for my 6th birthday. You know, it was more or less a gag gift at the time from my parents, but let's face it, I'd say the joke's on them because I do this for a living now, so there's that. Well, I would like to do something kind of cool for you for starters, and it does use a little music, hopefully. Turn that up a little bit. And it also uses a bottle. Check it out. Can you give it a little tap? All right. Thank you very much. That's the bottle. This is the hanky.
Put a little boogie in it. Let's see if we can do this. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna see if I can hypnotize him. Okay, you ready? Check it out. Watch. Hey, I'm gonna hypnotize you. You're getting sleepy. You're getting sleepy. You're getting sleepy. And there he goes, right there. It's all right though. He's okay. Wakey, wakey. There he is. Yeah. My buddy Hank. Let's hear it for him. Yeah. We'll do this all night if you let him. So it's got to be all good things must come to an end. You about ready, Hank? You done dancing? Done? All right, everyone say bye, Hank. Bye. Do your thing, man. You ready? 3, 2, 1. There he is. That's Hank right there. Thank you very much. Get rid of that. Well, now we've come to one of my favorite parts of the show, the sawing the lady in half trick. Ooh. Any volunteers? Guess we're not doing that one tonight. Okay, well, we don't have any volunteers. I'll tell you what, I kind of had a feeling this might happen, so I did bring some visual aids so I can still do it. So we need a nice curvy lady. It's a spoon. Yeah, that's going to have to work. You guys wouldn't volunteer. So we'll use the spoon, and of course we also need a box to put the lady in. All the magic boxes always have a nice outline of the lady around the outside, so this box is no different other than the fact it's not a box, it's an envelope. Any volunteers? It's better with volunteers. Okay, we'll take it just like this. It goes in just like so, and we of course need a blade, so I have a blade. Oh, don't worry, it's just a butter knife. Cake knife, whatever. Anyway, we'll take it just like this, and we'll take the knife, and you might actually hear, ooh, as it goes right through the lady. Yeah, I know, right? Now, this is the part where you might hear the bones crack. You might hear them crunch. The problem with this is, even if you can find someone to get in the box to begin with, they never come out the same. There we go. Thank you guys very much. Oh, get my buddy Justin back out here. Justin, you coming out? Come on.
This isn't revenge for messing up your props, is it?
Yeah, it is. It is. All right. So I figured, well, not because you messed with my props, but because you were kind of unprepared a little bit, but he did an awesome job anyway, though, right? We're being unprepared. Yeah. So I figured if you did such a good job, so unprepared, that we could do a little contest. Ooh. Yeah, but the thing is we were expecting to deliver at. Did it show up yet?
Special delivery! Hey, where's Justin? Special delivery! His Amazon. Are you Justin? No. Oh, sure. Special delivery.
All right. Amazon. Hey, that's it? That's what you were waiting for from Amazon?
Yeah.
All right, well, so you haven't seen this before. You don't know what this is. Okay, so here's the deal. We'll do a little contest here since neither one of us know this trick, and it's just, is it instructions? Is that all it is?
Yeah, it's just
nothing else with there? Okay, so could we have someone maybe read the instructions, and we'll have you guys judge which one of us is the better magician. Just impromptu. Is that cool with you guys? You want to do that? All right, here we go.
All right, so good light. Well, I'll read it.
Go read it. Go.
All right. It says, have a card selected by a volunteer.
So we need cards?
We need cards.
You have cards?
Yeah, I've got one.
I got some. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Have a card selected?
By a volunteer.
So we need volunteers too then, okay? All right. Is there someone that would like to volunteer to come up here and help out?
You, sir. You help me out.
All right. All right. There we go. And I don't know. Let's see here. How about you in the green? Would you mind helping out? All right. Give him a round of applause. He comes up here. All right. So should we maybe have them sit down just in the front row?
Yeah,
Is that okay?
Actually, yeah. If you want to just
Yeah, they make them comfortable. There's no reason they need to suffer. All right, so have someone select a card. Just say stop for me.
Yeah, if you would say stop for me.
Right here. Okay, take a look.
You sure?
You got it? Okay, memorize it. And actually,
Remember this card, yeah? Okay. Actually, yeah, we can see the card, right?
can we see the card, Scott? Does it say?
Oh,
already?
you gotta have to sign the card.
Oh, yeah, so we clearly get to see it, then all of us
Yeah.
get to see it, okay.
Yeah, no,
So now we can,
got a Sharpie here.
okay, there we go, perfect. All right.
You would take the Sharpie pen right there.
Careful, don't cut yourself, it's a Sharpie. Sign the card, just write your name, initials up there, make that a one of a kind.
Got that?
Okay. Okay. You know what this is now? Felt tip pen. Okay, anyway, go
All right,
ahead.
what we got next?
Crease one corner of the card and unfold.
So we only need the one card, we don't need the
One
rest of
card.
it?
Crease it over
Okay,
and unfold.
and unfold it.
Tear off the corner.
Tear it off.
And have the volunteer hold it.
How do you want to hold it, there, yes, sir.
Put the corner in your mouth.
Could you please take the corner and put it in his mouth? Both corners?
Both corners. Chew up the corner.
This is from Amazon?
High in fiber.
Put the card in your mouth and restore the corner.
Any other instructions on how to do that?
Chew up the corner, put the card in your mouth and restore the corner.
Sorry, here we go.
Make a bow in front of
You enjoyed us? This is Justin, my name's Matt. If not, we're Penn and Teller.
My turn. You all enjoying yourself so far?
Yep.
Well, our next magician, he's been doing magic since he was 5. He manipulated his mother to buy stuff from Amazon, to do magic, really expensive stuff. He's 16 and still doing that. But I'm sure he will entertain you very highly. Welcome, Dylan.
I thought I should let you guys know they're actually giving away free gum here. Yeah, what they do is they stick it on the bottom of the seat and just grab it. I have some here. If you're lucky, you'll actually get a tooth stuck in it, free tooth. It could be a little better. See if I stretch it out like this, I might be able to stretch it into a new dry stick. Just like that. Of course, it's not exactly new. If it were new, it'd be back in the wrapper. Let me ask a weird question. Has anyone ever been pickpocketed? I don't see any hands, because why would you know if you were? Let's grab someone here. You want to help me out? Sure. What's your name?
Justin.
Justin, nice to meet you. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, right there's good. You ever been pickpocketed, Justin?
Actually, yes, by
You have.
Justin.
You could actually pickpocket me without even realizing.
That'd be weird.
That'd be weird, right? You wanna try it?
I'm scared, yeah.
Here, take it down. In a moment, Justin, I'd like you to deal 10 cards into my hand, but it's very important to make sure that we have exactly 10 cards. So I want you to count them out loud, okay? And everyone else is going to count with you, okay? Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Now I'm going to have you count 10 more cards in my hands, but I want you to give them face-ups on your deck. Okay, go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You can set the deck there. So now we have 20 cards, right? 10 face-up, 10 face-down. Take the face-off ones. Sometimes at this point, people will think that I did something. They'll think maybe we don't have exactly 10 cards, like I have more than you or something like that. But just to be sure, we're going to count them one last time. But just to keep them together, I want you to count them like this, okay? Pull the top card off, turn it over, put it on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, just like, yep, and put it on the bottom. Good, keep going. That's 3, right?
3.
Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now we can be absolutely sure that we check 10 cards, right? Let's put them in our pockets. Now, when someone usually pickpockets someone else, how do we usually imagine them doing it?
They bump into each other.
Bump into each other, right? So we're going to bump into each other 3 times.
Okay.
And I know what you're thinking. I'll try not to knock you over with my superior muscular figure. Ready? Count every time.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
We checked 10 cards. We bumped into each other 3 times, right? We did. Keep yours in your pocket now. Keep me honest, Justin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We checked 10 cards. Pull yours out.
Oh, man.
Just knock your cards out loud right here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13.
You and Bradshaw, enjoy your night. Thank you.
You know what? Your mom paid a lot of money for that, huh? Well, according to my script, the next guy doesn't need an introduction, so I'm supposed to walk off stage, so that's what I'm going to do.
Thank you.
You walk off stage, too?
Oh, yes. Magic act. Got to have a hat. A magic hat. Nope. Come on. Greetings. I'm Bob Pocious, and I'm sort of a story magician. Basically, I tell you people's stories, and you're supposed to believe them. And that's also what I do when I talk to my wife. What can I say? I love telling stories. First one I'm going to tell you about, this happened a long time ago in feudal Japan. There was a young man who made his way to the capital city of Kyoto, which was the capital of Japan way back when. Now, back then they didn't have bullet trains, you basically had to walk there. So this was going to be at least a week's journey. And the young man started his journey. As he was walking, he noticed the beauty of the forest, and basically was enjoying himself. Along the way, he passed a Japanese temple. And sitting in front of the temple was an old monk with a bowl, kind of like this. to receive offerings for the temple. Well, the young man figured, hey, I can use all the luck I can get. Reached into his bag, pulled out some coins, and placed them into the bowl. Now the ringing caused the old monk to wake up a little bit. He looked at the young man and smiled and told him, before you cross the next river, pick up some pebbles and put them in your bag. They'll make you both happy and sad. And the young man thought that was a really silly thing to say. And he was going to ask the monk what he meant, but the monk went back into his deep sleep. So the young man traveled on. About a day later, he did reach that river. And just before he was about ready to cross, he remembered what the monk said and thought, okay, I'll humor him. So he went and picked up some pebbles and placed them in his bag. And he crossed the river. Luckily, the river wasn't really too swift. Lost his footing a couple of times, but he did make it across. And finally, he reached Kyoto. And he got there really excited. He went to get some food. And then he reached into his pocket. To pay for him, and suddenly remembered that he gave his money to the old monk in the temple. But then he heard a rattling in his bag, and he suddenly remembered those silly pebbles. And he reached in to pull them out, but instead of pebbles, he found that they were full. His bag was full of precious jewels, and he thought and remembered what the priest said, and yeah, it did make him happy and sad. Happy that he basically had the money that he needed to start his new life in Kyoto. The sad thing was, his bag could have held a whole lot more. And that is the parable of the pebbles. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, I got a story and a warning for kids. Would you folks like to see the first trick I ever learned? Great, wonderful. Now watch very carefully. Ta-da! Oh, come on, I was 2 years old when I learned that one. But anyway, my grandfather is the one that really got me interested in magic. And he used to do tricks for me all the time. And he did simple ones like this, and let's face it, for a 2-year-old, that was kind of exciting. But after a while, when I started getting older, I started losing the interest in magic. And something happened basically to change that. It concerned me, a cuckoo clock, and a BB gun, which I'm not going to go into since we do have children in the audience. That's when they decided that Bobby needed a hobby. So my grandfather basically pulled this sucker out again. And I guess kind of looked at it and said, why are you doing this to me? Because, hey, I was 6. I was almost an adult. But my grandfather also this time took out a tube. And he took the tube and put it over the 3 blocks. And then he went and he basically pulled out the cube and he dropped it in the vat. Impressive, right? Then he did something to surprise me. He lifted the cube. And it disappeared. Now you wonder where it ended up? And I was hooked. Thank you very much.
Break. Okay, so 13-minute intermission. Go outside, walk around the building if you need to do that. There's places to relax your...
Continue on the show. As I move forward, I'm going to kind of read this a little bit.
He's got stuff on him.
If you can tell, I got one leg up on you right now. Ralph Steinling is a member of the IBM Ring 5 and Ring 324. Now, Ralph likes doing magic for young children and magic which has had some mathematician and mathematics involved. What is sometimes called mathemagic. Ooh. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for Ralph? Come on, everybody, let's hear it.
Well, thank you. Glad you're all here tonight. Hope you're having a good time.
Yeah.
You guys are all probably familiar with the Starbucks coffee. I'm going to use their sandwich bag here to kind of illustrate the difference between illusion and reality. So someone here, how about you? Could you take that out? What do you see in there?
There's no one in there now.
Okay. So we'll use this for the rest of it now. This is a coffee stirring stick. That's pretty real, right? If I break it like that. Is it broken or not? Illusion or reality?
Well, I'm tempted to say it's not.
How about now? It's broken, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay, you can have that. And I'll put this in here. And we'll do a little bit more with it. I heard something. Broken or not? Would you like to push it the other way? And there we go. Barb? I'll do that much. And would you want to push the other way? Okay. And how about you, young fella? Push it back. There we go. Okay, now, let's get the pieces out of here. Would you grab the pieces? So what's the reality? Is the stick broken or not? Is that the stick you had? Okay, here is a blank magic square. You've heard of magic squares before? No. If you put numbers in here, and all the rows, all the columns add up to the same number. In addition to that, usually the diagonals do too. So. Oh, could somebody give me a number, two-digit number? Not real small.
21.
How about somewhere up between 35 and 70?
60.
60? 60. You sounded like you wanted something a little more complicated.
I was going to do 12.
No, between 35 and 60. Let's make it worthwhile. Were you? Okay, we'll do 60. So, let's put these, let's start the magic square with a 6 and a 0. Are we gonna put a 0 maybe in there? Oh, how about a 7? And a 4? A 9? An 8? Maybe a 1? Oh, we might as well have all the digits 1 to 9. Put a 2 in there. We don't have a 3 yet. How about a 5? Okay. Let's continue. 9, let's make this a 10. 11, maybe a 12 there. How about a 20? 22? 19? And 21 maybe. So at least they're all different, right? Kind of hard to read that one, but 19 I think. Now what if we add these up? 12 and 7 is 19, 20. Looks like that's not quite going to work. It's going to add up to 40. What? 40 will work too. Okay, so 40. Let's try another row. 15, 22, 25, 35, 40. The columns, let's pick any column. First, second, third, fourth. I'm not going to add them all. Okay, let's take this one. 19 and 12 is what? 31 and 9, 40. How about the diagonal here? 28 and 12, 30. Likewise, the other diagonal will give you 40. So we can call that a magic square. This is a little more than a magic square, though. If we look at the 4 corners, I think they add up to the magic number. 27 and 13 is 40, right? How about the inside corners? Right there. 27, 30, 40, okay? And, but wait, there's more. But if we look at each of these squares, again, I'll pick on 1, 28, 29, 30, and the extra 10 is 40. Each of those will give you the magic number. How about this 3x3 square? 20, 32, 35, 40. All of the 3x3 squares will give you 40. And beyond that, there's even a couple of rectangles that we could do. Let's do this one. Just the corners. 12, 13, 19, 20, 40. And again, well, we can do the same this way. And the most unusual one of all in that bunch is diagonal rectangles. If we do those two, and connect it like that, I think that gives us 40. 21, 26, 28, 30, and the extra 10 gives you 40. So this is a magic square plus.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to introduce to you one of tonight's star performers. He's prepared. You should be prepared to be amazed as he presents to you a demonstration of dexterity that you'll never forget, no matter how hard you try. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you James the Magic Man.
You know, everyone starts their set and their show with, how you guys doing tonight? And everybody goes, yeah. And I think that this is a significant flaw in show business, because when you say, how are you doing tonight? You're just reminding your audience of how disappointing life can be. So we'll start that again. James the Magic Man! Woo! Hey everybody! I'm doing great! Alright, we took care of that. Okay. So we have a card trick for you. We don't need the box for this, but I do need some volunteers. 2 volunteers, why not? We'll have 2 people take cards. Won't that be fun? I'm going to spread through the cards just like this. Just take one for me. Why not? You take one as well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a Sharpie marker, so you can go ahead, sign your name across it, and you sign your name across yours as well. And I'll pretend I didn't just peek and see what they both were. But it's not that kind of a trick anyway. Because all of these performers tonight, wonderful as they may be, are either mathematically gifted, yeah, that's what I mean, and or good with sleight of hand. But I've prepared something different for you. I've prepared sleight of tongue. Watch closely. I'll take your card. I'll come back for yours.
Want to show us back?
That is the most expensive part of my act. That's how I done it. All right. But remember your card. Remember your card. Right? If you don't remember it, I should look at it. There we go. It goes again into the middle of the pack, and since you've been so kind, go ahead and push your card in for it. Wonderful. She gave it an extra push. Drum roll, please. Enough drum roll. Go easy on the drum roll. I should explain. I trained my tongue to sniff out the ink in the Sharpie. So by going across the side of the pack, I can find the area with the ink, and I can find it from there. God willing. It was on the other side. It's a new deck, the thing's so stiff. But I can try. Do you believe in me? Yeah. That makes some of us, all right. It's about 34 cards down, give or take. Do you mind if I double check? I'm just going to count really quick. Why, thank you. Encore, just for you. No one else. I would ask for a drum roll, but I don't want to chance it. We'll be here all night. Are we ready? Oh! We will go again. I do this sometimes to check the gravity in the room. It is fully effective. Turn down the gravity. I need to retest because of the, I'm down a card. It's about 33 cards. I'm gonna try it. Oh! Souvenir just for little
I love that.
Well, I have 2 volunteers, so we'll do one more. If you would go ahead and give me your card. The 8 of diamonds you chose with the name Lydia. With an R or is that a Y?
The Y.
I have a friend named Henry. He spells his name Hen3RY. The 3 is silent. At any rate, we have the card that goes into the center of the pack just as before. Everyone remember her card, the 8 of diamonds. You know what? This is showbiz. Let's do that round of applause one more time. Do you think I can do it? Well, you're not traveling with me like that. You get tickets now. I will try. For Lydia. There's a car on top of the hat. We'll put the car One card only, ladies and gentlemen. Is that your card, Lydia?
Yes.
I really would like you to have a souvenir, and you clearly don't want that one. But luckily for you, as you wanted the 8 of diamonds, I brought you a backup. So there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again for James Butler. Our next performer has seen it all, but remembered very little. Please welcome to the stage, Brett Maverick.
Thank you. I brought some fun stuff to share today. This is the first one. It is my jumbo invisible deck of cards. Yes, here it is. Let me pull it out. There you go. Jumbo invisible deck. You're actually very lucky that you invited me tonight. Most of these other guys just carry the normal invisible deck. I just want to make sure everybody in the back can see it, so I bring the big one. Okay. You, sir, would you help me? Will you catch the deck of cards? Oh, no. Thank you very much. Wonderful catch. What I'd like you to do is shuffle the deck of cards for us, please.
You're gonna have to take it out of the box first. Good, thank you. Shuffle the deck. Let me know when you are satisfied with the shuffle. Very good, very thorough. I'd like you to pull one card out of the deck, any one you want. Maybe not something obvious like a king, but any card you want. Go ahead and look at it. Memorize your card, okay? I'd like you to show it to everybody else. I'm going to turn away so I don't see it. Is everybody actually looking? Okay, great. So everybody else has seen the card but me. I'd like you to put it back in the deck, but first, I want you to turn it upside down, okay? So it goes in the deck the wrong way. It goes in backwards. If you put it back in the deck that way, great. Shuffle them one more time if you would. Put them back in the box. Good. If you would throw it back up here into the bag on the counter. Never mind. Okay. Good. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Now, I am going to make the jumbo invisible deck of cards visible with a little magic. Some sticky tape. Okay. And the jumbo invisible deck of cards is now visible! Now I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you think this deck of cards was in that bag the whole time. Not true. Not true. This is actually the exact deck of cards that he was holding, and I can prove it because inside here is one and only one card turned the wrong way. Sir, for the first time, nice and loud, would you tell everybody what card you turned the wrong way in this deck?
The Joker.
I know you didn't because this card doesn't have a joker in it. This deck doesn't have a joker. So tell us what card you really turned over in here.
Ace of Spades.
The Ace of Spades. I should find here of all these one card turned the wrong way. Would it be worth a big round of applause if this were the Ace of Spades?
It would.
All right, here's... Okay, let's see. Sir, if I could just hold on to this bag. Just it. Don't look at it, don't peek, just hold on to it for us for a little bit later. Great, thank you. I brought with me a puzzle from ancient times, or the 1980s. A Rubik's Cube, we've all seen a Rubik's Cube, yes? We know what it is. Tried vainly to solve it, we can't do it. Anybody know how to solve a Rubik's Cube here?
You take out the stick and then put
Would
the
you
back
mix it a couple times? How to mix a Rubik's Cube?
Yeah.
Good, give it a couple spins, a couple turns, and then maybe hand it to the gentleman behind you. Sir, would you give the cube a couple spins, a couple turns, a couple twists? Good, maybe hand it to the gentleman behind you. All right, can I get it back from you then, sir? The world record for solving a Rubik's Cube is 4 seconds. I'm going to try to break that record here. And I'm going to try to do it in the brown bag. Here we go. I'm going to use a magic word I learned in church. Bingo. The cube is solved. Magic, everyone. Yes, you are amazed. Thank you. Some of you don't seem to be fooled. Some of you think maybe the cube that they mixed is still in the bag. No, no, yes. I tell you what, who touched the cube last? That was you, sir? Would you hold this cube, and I'm going to try to solve it again, okay? Just with the snap of the fingers. Okay? You ready? Don't, you just hold it. Did it work? Do you know why it didn't work? Because it's really hard. Actually, let me see it here. I don't know, experts will tell you
that there are 43 quintillion different possible combinations on a Rubik's Cube. Okay? And the reason I couldn't solve it is because you three already did. But you didn't solve it the traditional way, where you think when you solve a Rubik's Cube with all of the colors on one side. You solved it exactly like another cube. A 1 in 43 quintillion possibility. Sir, can I see this bag? Is there just one thing in the bag there?
Yes.
The Rubik's Cube in the bag. I think if we look, we will find a side that matches exactly. Two sides. 3 sides. 4 sides. There's the top, and there's the bottom.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again for Brett Maverick. Our next performer comes all the way from right there, Jeremy Harper.
Good evening. Most of you have heard of Harry Houdini, a great magician and escape artist from nearly a century ago. In fact, exactly a century ago. He was born 100 years to the year before I was. What most people don't know is Harry Houdini was so successful as an escape artist because he had a very special talent. He could pass through solid objects. Now, this talent was not unique to Houdini. When I was a child, David Copperfield walked through the Great Wall of China. Now, I'm not Harry Houdini, and I'm definitely not David Copperfield. He looks better than I do. I'm not even a Jedi Knight or anything like that. However, I do have here a bead that was made from a crate that Harry Houdini passed through in one of his escape acts. And it has been imbued with his magical powers. And so, I can take this string, and without breaking the string or the bead, pull it through. But that wouldn't be that impressive. It's a string and a bead. You're here to see something impressive. So let's up the ante. Having strung the string through the bead, enough of the magical energy has come from the bead into the string that I can pass the string not only through the bead, but through one of you.
Okay.
I need a very brave volunteer willing to let a complete stranger tie a cord around their neck and pull. What's your name?
Cassandra.
Nice to meet you, Cassandra.
Nice to meet you.
Have you ever had anyone else?
Nope.
No. Smart woman. Smart woman. Okay, so this is what I'm going to need you to do. First, you got to turn that way. Can't see me. All right. Now, I'm going to put this around here like this. Maybe you should, as I do this, put your hand up at your head, or hold your hair. That way, people can see that I'm not going to be able to get through now. You can see? Mm-hmm. I can't get through there. So I can't slip it over her neck to fool you guys. Now I'm going to put this right under your chin. I'm going to need some magic words. What's a good magic word?
Bingo.
We don't want her to die. We're not going to say about a cadaver.
Don't fall off again.
Heard some other ones. Alakazam I heard from the audience. Matt, what was yours again?
Don't fall off again.
Don't fall off again. We'll use that one. Okay, so would you just pin the bead against your chest with your chin? Just bring your chin down. Okay. All right, so I'm going to tie this around. You like that? So it's in front. I'm going to tie it around. Okay. One last question. Do you have life insurance, just in case anything goes wrong? No. Oh, okay. Don't worry. You won't need it. You won't need it. Okay. You have the bead secure. Do you want to hold it with the other hand just for safety? Yeah. Yeah, you're scared. I don't blame you. I'd be scared too. I don't trust me. You notice that my family members in the audience didn't volunteer. So, all right. So we'll say the magic words. Magic words are, don't fall off again. Round of applause for Cassandra. Thank you, Jeremy. Our next performer is all the way from Bellbrook, Ohio. He's been performing since 1989 professionally, and he's performed for over thousands of people at many different venues. Please give a big hand for the amazing alto.
Do you mind holding that for me? Thank you very much. All right. Nice when it works. How's everybody doing? Having a good time? Excellent, excellent. That's great. I grew up in kind of a poor part of Pittsburgh, a little suburb. We didn't have very much whenever we were growing up. So we had to make do with whatever we had. It wasn't much. Sometimes it was only a little piece of nut and a little rope. That's all we had to do. Well, a lot of times we like playing tug of war. Would you mind holding that end? Would you mind holding the other end? That's great. So people would play tug of war, but you know, I just wasn't into tug of war, so I'd just take my nut and I would go home. On the way home, sometimes, thank you very much, appreciate that, all two of you. Doesn't get any better. All right, so on the way home, I sometimes met up with some other people who were playing a different game, and this game was called Follow the Leader. Does anybody remember Follow the Leader? No. I got some people out there remember Follow the Leader. Let's see. Well, I need a helper from the audience. Would you like to play Follow the Leader for me? Sure. Come on down. Give her a very big hand. I believe Sarah?
Yes.
Excellent. Have a seat, Sarah. This is terrific. Follow the leader. All you have to do is watch me very carefully, do the same things that I do, and wait for the bell, right? And then act accordingly. Okay?
Okay.
So, watch very carefully, wait for the bell, and act accordingly. Okay? Here we go. Great job, great job. Another magician was born. Now, as you've seen tonight, I believe, you can believe that a lot of magicians can influence people. Some people don't think they can be influenced, but they can very easily. Let me do a little demonstration here. This doesn't take very many cards. In fact, we'll only use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. Okay? Now, a lot of you are going to get a chance to participate here. Very easy. If you say switch, I will switch them. If you say don't switch, then I won't. So if I say don't switch, I'm just going to put the card down. Okay? So don't switch, I just put the card down. But if you tell me to switch it, I'm going to reverse the order of the cards like that when I put them down. So don't switch, I just put it down. Switch, I will switch the order, reversing. Again, switch, and I'll reverse the order of the cards. If I only have one left, well, we can't switch or don't switch, so I just have to put it down. Okay? Now, let's start with you. Switch or don't switch?
Switch.
Switch. Okay, we're going to switch those cards. We're going to put it down. All right. How about you, sir? Switch or don't switch?
Don't switch.
Don't switch. We're just going to put it down. All right. You, sir?
Don't switch.
Don't switch. Just going to put it down. Sir?
Switch.
Switch. Excellent. Ma'am?
Don't switch.
Don't switch. How about somebody back there in the cheap seats? How about you?
Switch.
Switch. All right. And we only have one card left. I'm going to put it down. Now you remember what I said about magicians and influencing you. It's a very powerful thing. Let's see. Let's get somebody from the audience. Ma'am, up there, would you mind coming down? Give her a great big round of applause. Nice to meet you. Have you ever helped a magician before?
No.
Great. This is very easy. All the work is already done. The influence has already happened. I believe all of you saw me whenever I first came in. I handled that gentleman an envelope. Okay. Now is the time to open that envelope. Last night I had a dream about all of you folks. Anyway, it was a good one, but a few things came to mind. Now what you don't know about me is I'm a little crazy. I've worked in the computer field for like 20 plus years. And last night I had this dream, this big old image came to me. So I went to my computer and I printed this thing out and I put it in that envelope, which he has, and which he's going to take out now. Excellent. Would you stand up, sir? And what I want you to do, turn it around. Turn it around. I want you to read it out loud, and when you get to the numbers, stop.
The randomly chosen order will be...
All right. Now, whenever you call out a number that's on there, what I want you to do is pick up the card and show everybody.
Okay.
Are you You ready?
Yes.
Do your best Vanna White impersonation.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. First count, 3. 4. I'll take the card.
4.
2. 1.
Now I ask you, at this point, it can't be a coincidence, can it?
10.
Influence.
8.
And all of you had choices all along the way.
9. 6. 7. 5.
And 5. I am the amazing alto. Thank you very much.
Thank you, amazing alto. Our final performer tonight is another young man who's been doing magic ever since he was little, and I think his parents are going to be kind of surprised too. They thought it was just a habit, and I think he's going to try to become a professional, make a living at this. If you would give you a big round of applause to Nicholas Riggs.
All right,
Well, my name is Nicholas Riggs, so I've been doing magic for at least 7 years, so pretty much what I do is a lot of close-up magic, so hopefully I'll be able to entertain you guys today. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Didn't sound confident? I said, are you guys ready? That's what I'm talking about. Now, one of the few things I've been really interested was in connection, like bringing people together. So no matter what, even if there were just like taking 2 random people who didn't know each other, I really want to connect them because I think that's a very, very strong thing, is taking 2 people together. What's your name?
Kaylee?
Kaylee, can you select anybody that you don't know? What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah and Kaylee, right?
Kaylee.
Can you guys come up here, please? I'm gonna give these guys a nice round of applause. Now, up to this point, you guys don't know each other, right? You seem pretty happy about that. Now, you said you guys don't know each other. That's called a disconnection right there. So if you guys don't know each other, that's a disconnection. Now, in order to know if you guys are still disconnected, you guys are going to remember a card. So I'm going to start off with you first. Now, as I go through, you say stop anywhere you like.
Stop.
Right there? Okay, you only going to remember this card, but not you, okay? You're going to remember yours in just a moment. So you got your cards, and you're going to remember the same thing as well, okay? So you say stop anywhere you like.
Stop.
Right there, and you remember yours, okay? Now, one of you guys remember your cards, right? Now, in order to know that you guys have a disconnection, you guys are going to say your cards out loud on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
3 of hearts. 4 diamonds.
And what you said?
3 cards.
You said what?
4 diamonds.
So that's the disconnection right there. But in order to create the connection, this is what we're going to do. Kaylee, I want you to take your one hand just like this, and I want you to take one hand just like this as well. And I want you guys to touch each other's hands, and I want you to interlock your fingers. Now that's called the disconnection. Be serious on this. It's a very strong thing. Connection is a very strong thing. So now you guys are well connected. So please say stop anywhere you like.
Stop.
Right there. You remember yours?
Okay.
Okay. And you're going to do the same thing. You say stop anywhere you like. If I can.
Stop.
Okay. Remember yours. Okay. Now, in order to know if you guys are well connected, you guys are going to say your card out loud on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
5 of hearts.
Keep touching each other's hand. I don't want the connection to break this time. Now, maybe people think this can only happen once. We're going to see if it can happen twice. You're going to say stop whenever you like.
Stop.
Right there. Okay, you remember yours?
Okay.
Okay. And you're going to do the same thing. You say stop anywhere you like.
Stop.
Right there. Okay, you remember yours? Okay. Like I said, you guys are going to say your card out loud on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
King of clubs.
Now, I don't want this connection to, break. Even if you let go of your hands, the connection is going to break. But I want the connection to stay permanent. Right now, you guys are still connected. You guys can go back to your seat. Have them a nice round of applause. Now, that's one of them that I've really been interested into, but I want to ask you guys a question. When you guys, I guess when you guys were little, have you ever dreamt of something and the next day you say to yourself, oh, that's what exactly what just happened in my dream? Like, raise your hand if that ever happened to you. Okay, less people, but not a lot. I guess we're not part of that chart. But I can just say, like, when we were a child, we all dreamt of something, and then the next day something happens. It's kind of freaky, right? That's what I want to try with somebody right now. You, ma'am, what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah? Nice, beautiful name. Can you come up here, please? And give her a nice round of applause as she makes her way out. Now, Sarah, I want you to hold this wallet inside your pocket if you have a pocket.
Okay, your back pocket?
That works, yeah. However you like. Your life. Now, up to this point, we're going to try to create, not a connection, but see if we can try a little bit of a demonstration here. You can see all the cards are completely different, right?
Yes.
And I want to show it to everybody over here that all the cards are completely different, okay? Now, I want you to take the deck into your hands like this. Up to this point, I'm not going to do anything, because even if I do, you may think I do that sleight of hand BS stuff, so I don't want to do that, so it's okay. So what I want you to do, I want you to deal cards one at a time, face down on the table, so just keep going. And why not, you can take 4 or 5 cards you want. It could be from the top, middle, bottom, however you like. And you can stop at any time you like. Right there?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and set that back down right here. Now I want you to take the remaining cards into your hand, and I want you to deal 4 piles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So deal 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 there. And just keep going until you run out of cards. There? Now, so far, like I said, you dealt the cards. You could have stopped anywhere you like. You took 4 or 5 cards. You stopped where you wanted. You dealt 4 piles, correct? I want you to deal 4 of the top cards on one of these piles. So flip any top card you like from any pile. So we have the 4 clubs. Deal another one. Any one of the 3. King of diamonds and another. 2 of spades and flip the last one. And the ace of hearts. So we have the 4 clubs, ace of hearts, 2 of spades, and the king of diamonds. That's really weird because last night I had a dream, and in my dream I was imagining 4 cards in the air, and I don't know why, but literally when I woke up, I literally took a piece of paper and I wrote down the 4 cards, and I sealed it inside of an envelope, and I placed it inside my wallet that's in your back pocket right now. You still have it, yes?
Yes.
Don't go for the money. Go ahead and open up the wallet. What do you see right there?
Prediction.
Prediction. Go ahead and take the prediction out. Now, I'll go ahead and take my wallet because I don't this right now. Now, is that really sealed on all sides? Yes.
Yes.
I want you to rip the envelope. Try not to rip the contents inside. Just go ahead and rip the envelope. Go ahead and take what's inside. Now I want you to start unfolding that, and I want you to read out the 4 cards that I wrote down in my dream. Go ahead and take it. Okay. What was it?
4 of clubs, ace of hearts, 2 of spades, king of diamonds.
Thank you so much for your help. You can give her a nice round of applause. Well, my name is Nicholas Riggs. Thank you so much. Give these magicians a nice round of applause for coming tonight.
We are part of a magic club called Ring 5, International Brotherhood of Magicians, who perform for you tonight. Our producer, Dave Davis, does magic tricks, does lessons, and he would be happy to meet with any of you afterwards. If I could have all the magicians come in, and if you could give them a big round of applause. Corey White, Dave Davis, Justin Murr, Matt Stanley, Dylan Bradshaw, Bob Curtis, Ralph Signage, never remember his name, James Butler, Jeremy Harper, Brett Maverick, Nicholas Ray, Chris, and Al Garcia. Justice, Scott, and what's your name?
I'm the delivery boy.
I'm John Ross. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you very much for coming. That's it. You all be safe and have a good Thanksgiving next week. Or this week.